response to the Mother City Live.
And coloured. So the question we've got to ask ourselves is, why is it, nearly 3 decades after the end of apartheid, a few people continue to benefit at the expense of many? And the answer lies in the mistaken belief that race-based policies work to benefit everybody in that particular race group. But the reality is, and the truth is, that they don't. Race-based policies only benefit those in the financial, political, and social capital to leverage the opportunities that those policies present. And this explains why Cyril Ramaphosa, for instance, became a billionaire in a few short years, while the vast majority of South Africans remain trapped in absolute poverty. So I believe it's time for us to focus empowerment on the poor. I think that disadvantaged South Africans, 99% of whom are black, need our assistance. We need to stop empowering the same people who get the same benefits every single time and who get richer while our people get poorer. We need to unlock opportunities for those 30 million, and we need to help them advance. So as part of the DA's policy process that we're all going to embark upon, I want to try and argue for us to adopt a means-tested paradigm to ensure that the empowerment programs benefit the people who desperately need them, not the fat cat elites who currently benefit from them. And if we're to have justice in South Africa, we need to accept as a party that we need a just land reform process. And if elected as your leader, I promise you, we will put this on top of our agenda. Ons almal weet dat onteiening sonder vergoeding nie die oplossing in ons land is nie. Wanneer jy eiendomsreg bedreig, jaag jy die beleggings weg en versmoor jy ekonomiese groei en werkskeping. En dis die waarheid. Instead, we need to open up the agricultural land market to land reform beneficiaries through subsidies and tax breaks. We need to give the people of South Africa their title deeds so that they have freedom. They're not reduced to a form of slavery on government-owned properties. We need to give them that title deed so they're not living perpetually on leased land. And we need to move away from communal land ownership to individual title ownership so that every South African has a stake in this country, has a stake in the economy, and has the means to be able to lift themselves out of poverty and lift themselves into opportunity. That's the policies we should be pursuing. And there must also be justice. There must be justice for those people who lost their land during the previous dispensation and who still have not tasted justice today. It's a terrible injustice that since 1994, hundreds of thousands of victims of forced removal have passed on without getting land back, without restitution. And we must be the party that's fast-tracking this restitution in a way that is just and equitable. But we must also understand that no policy offer is complete without a plan to dramatically overhaul our health and education systems. These are the opportunity side of the policy spectrum, where far too little focus has been spent by this government over the last 3 decades. And we've got to admit, healthcare has collapsed in almost every single province, in every single part of the country. And we must understand that the health system only works for a very small group of people who can afford private healthcare. But I want to tell you this, as sure as God made green little apples, the NHI is not the solution to our problems in healthcare. What it's going to do is destroy the one part of our healthcare system that works, destroying private healthcare and leaving everybody worse off. The answer, Democrats, is to fix what is broken, not to break what is fixed. And that's what we need to remember. So under our DA Sazani healthcare plan, we're going to provide public healthcare that is free at the point of care to all who need it, while protecting citizens' rights to purchase and choose their own health insurance. Utilizing the current budget and new revenue streams, we'll allocate a subsidy to each and every citizen that will be enough to cover a standard package of healthcare services, to incentivize competition and to expand choice. Citizens will then be allowed to use their subsidy to pay for either public or private cover. Like health, our education system remains terribly unfair. Children whose parents can afford to pay school fees at former Model C schools and private schools enjoy a world-class quality education. But children of poor parents, with some notable exceptions, especially here under Minister Schaefer in the Western Cape, they attend underperforming public schools that simply can't equip them for a meaningful future or career. And I want to change all this. We have a plan to make private education available to more children and improve public schools by introducing real accountability for underperforming schools. En ons moet ook praat oor misdaad. Maar eintlik is daar oor die afgelope dekade reeds heeltemal te veel daaroor gepraat. Wat ons nou nodig het, is aksie. Die soort aksie ons het van ons premier gesien, om meer polisiemanne en vrouens op die strate te sit, om ons mense veilig te hou. I want to declare gender-based violence a priority crime. Far too many of our women, our grandmothers, our aunts and our sisters are daily victims of crime and criminal offence. And we need to have dedicated victim support units for them. We want to decentralise the police service and make them more accountable to the communities they serve. I don't want the police reporting to Becky Cele. I want them reporting to Alan Windey and his safety and security ministers here in the province, because they know. Hulle weet beter waar die rampokkers en benders sit elke dag. Hulle ken beter as meneer Cele waar die mense bly. Gee vir ons provinsies, ons premiere en die DA in die Weskaap die krag om die veg toe hierdie bendes te vat elke dag. Ons vertrou hierdie man, ons vertrou nie meneer Cele nie. Hy dra nie hoed nie, maar hy weet wat om te doen. Democrats, we can fix this. And on the 4th and 5th of April, we're going to meet at our policy conference, where some of the lingering questions of who we are and what we are about is going to be resolved. And on the 30th and the 31st of May at Gallagher Estate in Joburg, we are going to convene a historic Congress for this party. And it is there, Democrats, where we're going to decide the future path of this great party. Dit is daar, waar ons almal gaan besluit, hoe ons hierdie party wil vorentoe vat.
We want joy.
There is no doubt that we need to fix the DA. We need to rediscover who we are and go forward as one party with one vision for the future. We need to get on with governing well, and we need to get back to winning. We can break the monopoly that keeps our people in poverty every single day. And we can build a diverse party that is going to one day govern this country. Democrats, friends, colleagues, I'm John Steenhuisen, and I have a plan to fix the DA, and I have a plan to fix South Africa. Join me on this journey. Ndihamba nawe.
Well, that was the live crossing indeed to the Hellenic Hall in